Hey, what's going on? 5:30. Uh, 5:30, September 13th. It's a Saturday. Uh, I didn't grow up in this kind of world. You know, uh, I grew up in a world where people trusted people. And you could trust people. You know, and I grew up. And there was no cell phones. Beepers came later on. But if you wanted to talk to your friend, you'd go over to your friend's house, knock on their door, you know, and you talk to them. You know, you want to go out, you want to go somewhere today, you want to do something today. Let's get our skates on. Let's play hockey. You know, from sun up till sundown. Until it was time for dinner. You know, girls didn't cost money. It didn't cost money to have a girl. It didn't cost money to have a girl. And you'd meet a girl on the bus, and you'd connect with her. And if she liked you, she'd come over to your house, and you'd play video games, and she'd ask her parents if she could sleep over, you know, and you take the bus. You weren't worried about cars. You take a bus, you take a train, you know, to see them, or they would take the bus to see you, you know, and they weren't asking you. There were no creepers on the internet, that lead you on, and then like all of a sudden they lead you on, and then all of a sudden they want $20 for gas. Like, yeah, I'm gonna give you $20 for gas. You're never gonna show up. You're never gonna show up. What do you need $20 for gas for? You live in Brooklyn. Take the fucking train over. You know what I mean? And like, it didn't cost money. Girls didn't charge money by the hour. It wasn't like, oh, like Martina will come over, but you got to give her $160. There was none of that. Martina came over because she wanted to hang out with you. You had some weed and Martina wanted to smoke. And you had video games and Martina liked video games. And you were straight. If you had a little bread, you know, you'd buy her and yourself, you know, McDonald's. And you trust her. She'd wait at your crib. She'd wait at your crib. She'd go, baby, go get McDonald's. Go pick up McDonald's, and she'd wait at your crib, and you'd go pick up McDonald's for her, and yourself. And you're good for the whole day, and the whole night. You want to make some popcorn on the stove, and make some popcorn on the stove, and eat it, and watch a movie, and play some video games, and bake out, and fucking maybe get some beers and stuff. Maybe go out and maybe go hang out with friends or something like that. And ride in Tommy's car, and you and her could sit in the back of Tommy's car, and Christina and Tommy could sit up front. And fucking and drive around the neighborhood, and fucking and everything is such bullshit now. Everything is such bullshit. Like, when did everything turn into such bullshit? You know, like, I cursed Uranus out last night. At first I said that she looked absolutely radiant in the dress that she was wearing. She was wearing a very nice red dress, and she looked very beautiful in it. And then I went back on, and I was like, I had plans with you. You know, I think she never thought I'd get the money. And now that I have this thing with the MTA, she's like, she's scared or something. You know, and it was my dream to be able to have her over for a few days, for a few nights, you know, and that we would she'd come over, and we'd sleep together, we'd cuddle, and we'd watch a movie and fall asleep together, and then we'd wake up in the morning together and go like to the Oasis and have pancakes for breakfast together, and I would pay. I have no problem paying, and I have no problem paying. If I have it, I have no problem paying. You know, and I wanted to have a day with her. I wanted to have a day with her where like we go shopping and stuff like that, and like we could come back to my room and she could give me a fashion show and try on all the stuff that we have, and then maybe after that we could make love for a little while, and then like go back out and go get some dinner together or something like that. I had a dream with her. Like I had a dream to have this with her, and she bailed out. I didn't bail. I didn't, she bailed on me. She bailed on me, and she's doing it with other guys. She's living that dream that I wanted to live with her, with other guys. And I told her, I said, you're doing it with other guys. By the time you come around to me, there's nothing you won't have already experienced. You experienced already. You had it. You had the dream that I had for us with someone else, you know, and I was like, fuck you, and that's how I felt. I can't win. I just can't win, you know, like I have these memories of her, of us, I just, nothing is just right. Nothing's right. Everything is just so fucked. Everything is so fucked up. I hope, I hope, I hope it works out for me somehow. You know, I hope it works out for me somehow. I'll get this money, and if there's a girl from my program that wants to take a ride for me, then it's a girl from the program. If not, and maybe there's a girl from the webpage, and I can connect with her. And I'm talking to a girl now that I saw 2 or 3 months ago in a motel room, and the sex was great, you know, and maybe we could have a relationship together. You know, I don't want it to end up like another fucking Uranus. You know, I don't want it to end up like that. I don't know. I don't know. Everything fucking sucks. Everything fucking sucks. Everything is just shit. Everything sucks. I just I want to go to sleep. I just want to go to sleep, and just maybe I'll wake up to like I want to go to sleep and wake up to a new world. You know, that's what I want to do. I want to go to sleep and wake up to a new world. I want to go to sleep and wake up, and like there's a girl laying next to me, and fucking alarm clocks ringing and birds singing and Haley's on the swing, and everything just fucking sucks.